What is good, y'all? It's your G Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Indianapolis Colts rebuild video, episode number 24 of the series, going into weeks 10, 12, and the bye week. As we go ahead and go through yet another division kind of little gauntlet here, going against the lower tier teams in the division, the Texans and the Titans here coming up. So if you guys are ready to see those victories and see if they can play spoilers for our season and keep the Jaguars close into it, go ahead and leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. It really shows that engagement on the video. It gets out to more people. Now, unfortunately for the Texans, though, we have a goal to achieve today, and that is to get that man Julian Blackmon. I don't think I've said Justin Blackmon a couple times, but Julian Blackmon a chance to go at an elite talent and get, I think, would be a superstar upgrade here, as we have to hold them to 150 yards or less, get 2+ interceptions, tackle for losses, sacks, all that type of stuff. But we're definitely going to be going for that goal today. So pass defense has to be elite today. We need it to be. And if anything, we need them to just run the ball more often than anything. So Anthony Richardson getting an upgrade here before the game, earning an extra ability slot and +3 to his throw on the run. As you can see, some of his attributes here is really starting to look good. I mean, the accuracies are starting to get near the 90s. Throw on the run is up near the lower 80s now and out of the 70s, which is good. And then you look at some of his abilities. It's the first time me looking at some of them. Wanted to make sure we had the 3 right ones for his skill type and abilities listed there for him, because my dude is great on his legs and we need him to be great throwing the ball on the run with as much as we move him out of the pocket. Now, somebody that I am shocked that is doing a little bit worse than him, that does great about moving out of the pocket and throwing the ball well, is CJ Stroud. 1,581 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions on the season. And as this Texans team to a 3-5 record, pretty dismal here. I'm surprised they do so bad in the series, considering how good they did in real life, even winning a postseason game and looking like they could have been, you know what I'm saying, like favorite underdogs, I guess you could say. As here in this game, they would probably be favorite underdogs too as well, rolling out of the pocket as we chase CJ Stroud to the line and he throws it away. Dang, the Bengals did not have to destroy the Steelers like that. We're already getting to the score watches down below, 49-10 on Cincinnati destroying Pittsburgh. That's how non-distracted by this game we are, as they go with the play action read here. CJ Stroud rolls out of the pocket and just slings this one out the back corner of the end zone. Nowhere to go. And it looks like Houston will just have to settle for its 3, as that will be good. Not exactly right down the middle, but a good way to start off the series. You know, you get a little bit of yards, get in the field goal range, and cap it off with 3 points. Already looking like a better start than the first game against them here, as we go ahead and go back to our offenses. Woo. I don't know what that was. We've been held kind of scoreless here as we're near the end of the first. This is our second drive of the game, and Richardson's still not able to get the thing moving on the ground. So we're going to try to get that thing up through the air, and no, that is not going anywhere but to the Houston Texans. As we finally get him down, but they're already in field goal range against Jalen Petrie. Getting the oversailed ball that time. They tried to look at Kyle Pitts to go for the easy grab, but just out of his range. It looks like they're going to go back to the ground. Great breaking moves there as they're able to get the first, or at least close to it, and injure Manny Bell on the way out. As now Jalen Jackson will take over that sub linebacker spot. We'll have to see how much nickel we play then without one of our best guys there. Jalen Jackson still playing in that second linebacker spot here for us. Playing good man coverage. Looks like his man kind of got loose there. Thankfully, his teammate had his back. And because of that, we force CJ Stroud to throw that ball away and settle for another 3. Or so we think. Did I just see that right? Did someone just hit the kicker? Oh my gosh. You literally have one job on special teams. That's to not touch the kicker. And Julius Brents runs right into him, trying to go get that kick block again. And instead, the drive will keep going out. It is 3rd and 10 though here. Great chance here to stop them from getting any points. But that's a wide open running back in the end zone. Touchdown, Dameon Pierce. That was just a great wheel route out of the backfield. I think the safety sold too hard on the underneath. And they did the same thing on their side. This time it was a linebacker, but Zach Moss doesn't have good balance. My boy was not in ballerina class with the tap dance feet, you know what I'm saying, like the game. He was not getting right and getting ready. So he ended up getting tackled for a short gain that time. And then Pittman Jr. trying to pick up the rest here as he gets taken down by 2. And finally, Colts offense moving a little bit here. Dropping back, handoff. That is going to be a touchdown for Jonathan Taylor. Easy rushing plays. And just like that, we're back within 1 score. Anthony Richardson in the gun here. Blitz coming to the left. He'll roll out, finds a wide open Kyle Pitts. And he's got nothing but daylight in front of him. The 10, 5, and finally gets dragged down at the 2-yard line. As that's a great play by the safety to get him down close, as that could have been a one-play score. As Kyle Pitts was just butt booty naked open on that corner. I don't know how, and he's in that mode. First and goal here after the big play. We're trying to get in the end zone. Looking around, fires it right to Houston again. Great tackle by Kelly there. Thought we might have got the safety because he came out and went back in, but Callaway does get forward progress on that one, giving them the ball at the 1-yard line. And now they're going to go I formation, handoff. That's Damian Pierce getting enough breathing room for them to try to attempt to do some other plays. We were trying to send the all-out blitz that time, get him down in the backfield. It did not work. We're going to try blitz again here, and this one will work, but at the cost of Kwity Paye going down, grabbing his shoulder. Actually, now he's grabbing his wrist. Going in, looks like, into the locker room here, so we'll have to see how serious that injury is to see if we see him come back onto this field. CJ Stroud, handoff right to Pierce to the right side, gets the blocks from his receiver, slips through the tackle to the safety, 2 more men to beat, and he finally gets knocked out of bounds. But not until he reaches the 42-yard line, and now they really have breathing room here. On 3rd and 2, they're going to go with that short pass, low, and Kenny Moore Jr. knocks that one loose. He's playing great in coverage all year long, really knocking those balls out last second. Now it's back to our offense to see if we can go ahead and grab this lead back from Houston. Still about 3.5 left to go in the first half. We're going to go with the triple option play here. Anthony Richardson will toss this one out. Jonathan Taylor, foot race up to the sideline, trying to get into that sunshine, but we'll get tackled in the shade instead. As we're trying to chase that last little bit of sun to stay warm. Throw will go into that sunshine, and we will warmly go into that end zone. Touchdown, Colts. Another corner route open by Kyle Pitts. He's running those things beautifully today and just getting himself too much running room. I don't know what that was. That might have been the reverse running man. As we take things into half, we do get another 3 before the end of it and take a full 7-point lead going into the half against the Houston Texans. So are playing great today. Good defense. Offense is just getting kind of slow ever since that first quarter, first couple of drives. But they're playing pretty good. Take a look around the league to see if we see any other divisional opponents. Right here, we got Baltimore whooping up on Cleveland, 14-7. They are 6-3 in the year, fighting up for that top spot in the AFC. You know it's crowded over here. A lot of teams at that only 3-loss, 2-loss pace. So it's no separation between us and the rest of them. We still got a dogfight. Here you see 2 teams with 3 losses. The Chargers whooping up on the Raiders right now, 17-7, to try to keep pace as well. And then over in the NFC, we've got Seattle at home, looking like they're going to go down to 1-8 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are looking strong. Burton having a much better year too. Today, no interceptions. As you saw, he led the league in interceptions last year. He's been throwing much fewer this season, and we've seen it result in the Buccaneers' success to come into this new year. Now, unfortunately, I wish we would have some success with running the ball and staying penalty free, as Michael Pittman Jr., my wide receiver, is caught holding on a first down. So it'll be 1st and 15 to start the second half here. Lining up in that pistol strong. We'll go ahead and hand that off to Zach Moss. Not much running room at all. Staying in it here on 2nd down. This time we'll go with a play fake. Looking to the outside, and he gets sacked, but thankfully stays out of the end zone, so no safety. But now it's 3rd and 26. We just got to give ourselves some room to try to punt this ball up. Throw will go right over the middle of the field. He finds Kyle Pitts with a dot. Absolute delivery. Like his UPS, going straight through the middle of that defense. And then coming here on 4th and 1, you know we got to go for it. Got to be aggressive sometimes to keep the drives moving. You don't have to punt all the time. Trusting your team and trusting your offense sometimes. As we get the first down, keeping the drive moving. And what does it lead to? A Josh Downs dot up the middle of the field to get us in the red zone scoring position here. And we're eating up this clock tremendously. Already only 6 minutes left to go. And we'll go ahead and throw this one backside as it gets knocked loose. Probably should have went triangle there in front of him. But it's okay. We're at least able to still go ahead and get our 3 this time. We're not going to go for it, even though we could pin them deep in their own territory. Let's take the 2-possession lead and go up 20-10. Now, after our defense does get a stop here, you see there's still only 4 minutes left in the game. So we got a quick 3 and out there by Houston. And it's up to us to try to lead some of this clock off. See, Jonathan Taylor's only around 50 yards here on the game. This is where he starts to build up that resume, hopefully, as we are at 9 rushes, 49 yards. And on 3rd and 12, I would imagine we are going to pass, roll out to the right. All day to throw. He's got Jonathan Taylor deep. One-on-one with a linebacker. You know that's a mistake every single time. They could not contain Anthony Richardson and keep him in the pocket. And Taylor's going to beat every linebacker you man him up with. And just like that, it is 30-10. Actually, it should have been 27-10, but we did get another 3 there to start off the fourth quarter. So now it's up to Houston. This is one of their basically last chances to score here. They're down almost 20 points here. About 8 minutes to go. This is where you need to score if possible. And it'll come down to a 4th and inches, in which case I think they might have jumped. False start on the offense. It probably had to be number 66 if I guess. He was the one that threw his hands up. So now that makes the 4th down conversion a little bit harder. 4th and 5. They're going to throw it right over the top to the halfback, though. Franklin did not carry back. And Deo Bingo is going down with an injury. We're having a lot of injury to our edge rushers here this year. It's probably affecting the pressure that we're able to get here as CJ Stroud throws that one out to the flats. That'll not be enough for a first. It's going to be another 4th and long here. He's going to have to do something. Throw. Dropped it. That is Tank Dell making the play, or should I say not making the play, to effectively end the ball game. That is the dagger, man. On 4th and 8, they went to him. CJ Stroud could have probably ran for the first himself, but his receiver was open. Tank just went up, probably took his eyes off the ball, knowing the hit was coming, and dropped it. Fumbling the bag for Houston. And the 2 great quarterbacks will go ahead, dap each other up, show out respect. Taylor showing his respects too as well to CJ, who had a great game here today, but just wasn't great enough. 51% completion percentage compared to 50% for Anthony Richardson. But Richardson over 400 yards passing. We'll dive deeper into those in a second. 500 yards as an offense, 425 through the air, only 92 through the ground. So one of the rare games that we had less than 100 yards rushing as a team or even as an individual. But we did great here today. 2 for 5 in the red zone's got to get fixed. So for us to be that inefficient and still come away with the victory today shows a testament to our defense being great. We actually held this team to 10 points. You know, it's something that rare that this team doesn't do too often. It's hold teams to like sub 20. And Jonathan Taylor actually did rush for 100. It's just Anthony Richardson had -9. So that kind of sucks. Kyle Pitts, though, leading the way in receptions today. 6 of them catches for 194 and a touchdown. Had a drop too, so it could have been even more. But Josh Downs, 4 for 85. He had a phenomenal game. 2 for 66 for Michael Pittman Jr. Jonathan Taylor, 2 for 65 and a touchdown. And then defensively, Zaire Franklin once again leading us in tackles with 9. He's got to be up there in tackles for the league. DeForest Buckner trying to get that tackle for loss lead again with 5 of them things. Samson Abukum, this is why I didn't want to trade him. 2.5 more sacks here today to add on to an already great season. I just wish we could have got a couple more turnovers to help out with the stability here. Now, Julian Blackman, that was no fluke. That guy is big time talent. I think that means that he was able to go ahead and do it, and he will get the upgrade there. Superstar development upgrade. I think it was probably mostly just from stopping them from getting the 200 or 150 yards passing through the air total, you know, with our sack yardage, thankfully helping out. But that'll go in to end things for the first half of the season. We go into the bye week. It's time to take care of all the off the field stuff. So we got to look here at right end Bobby Higgins. Then we take a look at him because he's standing out with football IQ. I never get what that means. I mean, his awareness is going to be super high. And then have we even effectively seen what awareness actually does to players? Like having a low compared to high awareness? Like, I don't think I've ever seen what that actually does. Now here, he actually does have some pretty good stats. B finesse move. B to D block shed, D power move. So, most likely just going to be a speed rusher off the edge, round 2 to 3 guy. So could get him around 2 or 3. B play rec, B awareness. He doesn't even have A2 for football IQ, which is crazy. But at 21 years old, we have 3 players to focus on. Let's get more information, see if he's got even like C or B block. If you got B block shit, I think it becomes way more worth it to put him on my board. Same thing here with Danny Rose. Want to get some more information on his ranges. And then looking, because we are looking a lot more offensive line this season, trying to build that back up. Should we keep this game going for more future years? That would be the next area that we want to build up. So Caleb Boston is going to get a little bit of upgrade here too as well, or not upgrade, but focus here too as well. And then now I'm going to kind of show you guys what I've been looking at here. So these are all my favorites. Got a couple of guys on the D line and O line here up at the top. Right end defensive tackle, center, 3 right guards to get things kicked off. So Bobby Carter is my #1 prospect right now. A finesse moves, C in his block shed, and power moves is not even that far behind. He's got good to great speed, good to great strength. We also got Bruce Richards here, who's got B block shed. I've been looking for an up the middle run stopper if possible. 21 years old, and he's got a speed rusher archetype, which is crazy considering his speed rushing is, or finesse moves are C. So I can only tell me that those 2 numbers are probably pretty close together, and he could probably develop very well at both of those. Also looking offensive line here, Oscar Lambert, B pass block, A to B run block. So he's already going to be starting out pretty even on both run and pass blocking. The only thing he does kind of bad is the finesse. So the pass block finesse, run block finesse, meaning his agility is probably his worst attribute, which I'm not mad at. Chase Wilkerson here, he's got A pass block, A to C on his run block, but A run block power, B pass block finesse. Could be pretty well balanced, and that's what you want from your center, to be balanced in all aspects of blocking, finesse, power, run pass, all that stuff. Chris Herring here has got A lead block, which is good for pulls, B on his run blocking already, A run block power, which is going to be great. Finesse might be the weaker attribute for him. Blake Pritchard here, B pass block, B lead block, B pass block power, A run block power. So another powerful stopper here. We're getting a lot of guys that are power oriented, at least have that better than their finesse, is what it seems like. Now, of course, we were looking for that run stopper, still yet to find that kind of premier guy. The best thing we can find here is like Deshaun Rogers here, round 3 to 4 talent. We got Deion Winters, round 1 talent, but he's got A finesse moves. At least with Deshaun Rogers, we got B block shed and A finesse moves. So that could potentially be somebody very big. And if he's going to go round 3 to 4, shoot, I might have to take something like that. That might be a great pickup for us. Now, of course, we got some other guys that we are looking at here later in the rounds to see if they are potential pickups for us. And we're focusing on this position primarily. So we got a lot of guys at 100%, some at 95. So don't exactly know their talents, but we got a couple guys here around 2 to 3, round 1 guys. Right here, we got B finesse move, B power move. So he's going to be a good pass rushing defensive tackle up the middle, which could work out for us pretty well. Maybe add him to the board a little bit later. Of course, everybody else, though, I kind of look for at least 1, maybe 2 attributes that kind of stand out. Like, I know I could look at some of these guys that have C and attributes, at least like all 3 of them are C's, and it's like, okay, well, that's pretty average. Like, no, if there's guys on this board that have B's and A's, especially later in the rounds, like Darius Farmer, round 2 to 3 guy here, or the guy that we were just looking at a second ago, round 3 to 4 guy. If I got guys like that that at least have A's in some categories, like this A block, play rec, B power moves, B finesse moves, why would I look at anybody with all C's? I can just go get one of these guys when I need to go get one of these guys. I don't need to fill up my board with a bunch of, I mean, this is okay. Like, I don't ever settle when I draft. That's why I trade back a lot of my picks too. It's because I don't ever settle with my picks. These are guys that I, at the end of the day, do have to pay money to. So, you know, if you're gonna eat up my cap space, you better at least have some type of hope of maybe potentially making this roster or being a part of a trade package later or something. Or at least being decent depth that can come in and make a couple plays if I need you to for a little bit. Now, of course, we're looking at linebackers too as well. Marcus Ware very much intrigued me with his zone coverage and speed. Malik Bridington intrigued me with that A zone coverage too as well. And you gotta remember, we don't have a first round pick this year. We got 2 seconds, a third, 4 fourths, a fifth. I think it's 2 6ths and a 7th. So, I mean, we got some work to do. If we want to get into that later first round, we could definitely probably trade a lot of those 4s and maybe one of the 2s to get back up in that 4th. I mean, honestly, if I could trade the 4s and just keep my 2s, that would be preferable. We could really help strengthen this team and get right with the D-line and O-line if I'm able to keep all those picks. But we'll have to see how the draft shakes out and what we're able to control. Now, of course, we do have to settle what we're doing for the bye week. Why not go ahead and go on a team bonding retreat here, man? Go ahead and get the morale up. I know the awareness is going to be down for the next game at least, but let's give these guys some morale boosts. You guys have had a great season, phenomenal. We only had 1 loss. Let's go have some fun. While they're out having fun, I'm out here looking at the computer screen at these contracts. Whose contracts are up? And I see on my desk, Anthony Richardson's 5th-year option is coming up, so that's going to eat up a big portion of cap space, I feel like. But we do have to start looking at some of these other players and positions. You know, who am I want to bring back? Who can we let go? Who will be fine replacing? A lot of these guys are younger and asking for big chunks of money, like Braden Smith here, 29 years old. And then we got Bernard Raymond, 27 years old, both looking for around $20 million a season at both tackle spots. I'm not, too keen on paying my entire offensive line $20 million a season. And the fact that they have no interest in coming back either, too, which is crazy. Like, we didn't just win a Super Bowl. I wouldn't be sure why you wouldn't want to come back. But they want bigger offers if they would want to come back. So these 2 might be 2 that go to free agency that we let test. And we see what our other options are out there. Because like I said, we already got 1 offensive lineman that I'm paying $25 million to. I'm not trying to pay my entire offensive line basically $100 million. I get there in an important position, but they ain't about to get $100 million from me. Now, obviously, we want to keep Kwity Paye, though. He's been great As far as edge rushing and run stopping is concerned, he's developed really well. He's 26 years old. Still an 81 overall, but I think he plays much better than that 81. He has interest in coming back. So I definitely want to try to tack on a couple more years here since he is a little bit younger. Try to get 3 years here. It's a perfect situation for me. Dang. I think he said he wasn't going to come back yet. We'll have to double check that one too for us. Now we got a quick stat update here though. Anthony Richardson well over 3,000 yards. Jonathan Taylor over 1,375 yards, 14 TDs. 8 more by Anthony Richardson too as well. So the stats are looking pretty good through the air and on the ground still. Josh Downs close to 1,000 yards already, 56 receptions, 954 yards and 12 touchdowns. Part of that was that big game. We got to get his goals up. Michael Pittman Jr. is at 620 and 5 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts is at 540 and 3 touchdowns. I don't know how close we will be to having 2 guys over 1,000, but Josh Downs will definitely be getting 1,000 this season. We'll have to see how many touchdowns he ends up finishing with. Now defensively, 83 tackles by Zaire Franklin. TFL's 24 by DeForest Buckner. I remember when Sampson was leading that for a little bit, but now he's just leading us in sacks with 9 of them hoes. 5 by Juan Barrett, 4 by Dale Odubingo. 3 interceptions for the rookie John Peppers, 2 for Franklin and Blackman and Kenny Moore Jr. And if we look at the whole NFL totals, Anthony Richardson is the only one. This is after simulating past the bye week, so everybody got to play a game and catch back up a little bit. Anthony Richardson is still the only one over 3,000 yards. 27 touchdowns is leading the league. Now 13 interceptions is a little high amount compared to everybody else that's up here. But you got Jordan Love with 26, Prescott with 25, Max Wallen, the rookie with the Jets, is at 23 and 7, 2,433 yards. He's played good this season, being their starting rookie quarterback. Travis Etienne is the new guy behind Jonathan Taylor, only one to reach 1,000 yards and only 1 less attempt. So that shows you actually got to be good with your average yards per carry too as well. 14 touchdowns is leading the way in that aspect. See if maybe this year we can get past that 21 touchdown mark for him if possible. CeeDee Lamb is the only receiver over 1,000, with Downs being right behind him, 954. And then Tyler Boyd and Travis Kelce, the only other ones with over 900. Everybody else is at 800 or less. Touchdown leaders, Josh Downs with 12, tied with Tyler Boyd. And then you got CeeDee Lamb with 11, Brandon Ayuk with 10. The only guys with double digits as far as their touchdowns go. And then defensively, you still got to look at this AFC, NFC side. I don't know why they haven't fixed this yet to be able to see the full NFL. But DeForest Buckner looks like he is leading the AFC at least in TFLs with 24. 13.5 sacks is what's leading by TJ Watt. And then 4 interceptions by middle linebacker Jerome Baker. That boy's an interception magnet. But at least John Peppers there is tied for second with some great names behind him. Then we'll have to see if he gets a couple more. Now, when you look at rookies of the year, Wallen is leading the way as he's led the Jets to a pretty good record and been playing good. It looks like John Peppers is third behind Butler of the Jets and Kershaw of the Raiders. I think he probably could be up there a little bit more. I got to see those guys' stats, but I mean, at least we know that those teams are playoff teams. Now, the very last thing we got to do here as part of the offseason week is, of course, build up our staff. We got over 300 staff points, so we want to build up our offensive coordinator if possible here. Kind of working on some very good things here for our halfbacks, juke moves, change of directions, and really kind of getting our halfbacks to play a little bit better over just the wide receivers and tight ends. Trying to open the open field moves tree up a little bit more for us, as we only got 160 points now. We're going to work on the quarterback a little bit more. Of course, maxing out the throw under pressure for him. And then we're going to go over to defense, work on the second level if we can here, and go ahead and start working down the tree side of going for play rec boosts and man coverage boosts for the outside linebackers. That's what I'm really aiming for if possible. And then going back to ourselves, increasing the XP that our middle linebackers and left and right outside linebackers are earning by 5%. The better the XP they're earning, the faster they're going to get better. So another round of upgrades is out of the books. Another bye week is out of the books. And our first game from coming off the team bonding retreats, in which we need to get Anthony Richardson's arm back loose so we can continue these great stats and slow down that man Justin Fields, who's coming to look into this bit to play spoiler. I cannot believe how close the division is this time around. The Jags are right on their heels, so we'll have to keep our eyes down below, see if we see the Jags score, see if they're playing this week here. As we toss this one out, a risky toss, and it ends up being no reward as we gain no yards off that little toss play. We're going to go right back to the run with a counter backside, and he gets pushed forward for only a gain of 2. And this first drive already has us at 3rd and 7. Richardson has a very clean pocket here, finds his man Max McClain over the middle, and that's what you can do when that pocket is that clean. Could have ate off that pocket low key. 1st and 10. Only sending about 3 here, looks like, as we get that over the middle to Kyle Pitts. Another great catch. Really locking in on those tight ends today. 3rd and 3. After the last play went nowhere, throw will go over to Alec Pierce, who catches it, but not getting the first down. It'll be 4th and inches. You know we're going to try to go for this one, and Jonathan Taylor will rush this up the middle and go ahead and pull us forward for the first down. No sportsmanship for the division rivals, so you know we were going for it regardless. But we're eating up this first quarter. Only 6 minutes left to go. Throw goes out to the out route. That is Josh Downs holding on to my rock this time. 4 for 4 on the day, 44 yards. Call me Jay-Z as we go out and roll out to the right. Throw go over the top. And that is Jonathan Taylor wide open on the corner route into the end zone, man. Touchdown, Colts. Able to eat up so much of that first drive there. About 7 minutes eaten up to make that touchdown drive work. And now it's time for the defense to come back out and show that they can get stops too as well. Fields. He's going to try to roll to his left, throwing it on the run. He's got his halfback wide open. Plenty of room to run, and he gets onto their side of the field. And that's a way to extend the play a little bit. Now he's going to motion his halfback out this time. No extra help in the backfield. But that motion took a little bit too long as the penalty flag will come out. We have a delay of game on the offense. Justin Fields took a little bit too long to get that motion out of there and, to hike the ball, taking his time. He's going to come back here on 2nd and 11, run this thing up the middle with Tajee Spears. Get a nice little gain of 4. Dropping, throws it over the top of some heads, but he does knock that one loose, as I think that was Julian Blackman coming over there to knock that one out. So he's definitely the one celebrating and giving the ball right back to our offense to make a big play like this. That's Jelani Woods going up the sideline and getting taken down. Not much room to kind of go anywhere at all with that. As we come back on 1st and 10 in the pistol, we're going to try a stretch play here to the outside. Jonathan Taylor, plenty of running room, juking his way back into the middle. And we're sniffing on that red zone. Pistol pocket looking clean. Throws it to his halfback. Something we don't see too often unless it's deep down the field. Comes right back with a read option of his own. It looks like he's going to tuck this one up the middle. And he trucks his way into the end zone, going up against 3 Titans defenders, showing who's stronger. And not not afraid of that injury risk. As he goes and gets this in the end zone, it is 14-0 now for the Colts. Throw will go out by Justin Fields out to the corner route. They're trying to take a page out of our books as those corner routes are looking open, though. That was Blackman in coverage that time, not living up to the superstar hype, getting his man wide open. Throw goes out to the halfback. Manny Bell is there to meet him and take him to the ground. Now that did stop them right in their tracks on their drive. And they're not going to be like us. They're not going to try to go for it. They just take their 3 points, recognizing how strong this team is. And if they don't get it, it could easily be 21-0. They'll just take their points here, try to keep pace, 14-3. Going under center for one of the first times today. Throw will go off the play fake. Throw deep, and it's going to get knocked out in time, but there is some yellow on the field. Got some laundry on the ground. It's going to be defensive pass interference against the Titans. Tyler Johnson getting in the way of Kyle Pitts making that play. That's what I love to see. We're going to go right back to another play action fake here. Throw goes down the field. That's Josh Downs wide open. I don't know what they were doing with that nickelback, as he does trip him up, though, and get him to fall and stumble out of bounds. But not before we get in goal territory. Hand off to the left side, and Jonathan Taylor has all day to get to the 1-yard line. Not able to go and get in that thing, but I do notice here only 1 guy guarding 2. We got to go and change this into a pass play. And Josh Downs is wide open. It was one of the 2. The cornerback went deep. Obviously, you got to go quick for the outside route just to try to get the interception and sell out on it. I knew that too. That's why I told Anthony Richardson before the play started, just go ahead and throw downs, premeditated. If it's an interception, I'll take that one in the press conference, but just throw that bit to Josh Downs. Need it. And it makes it 21-3 for us. And we need Titans to, pick up this offensive scoring a little bit. Need to show some fight into them, as they are moving the ball pretty well and on their side of the field for once today. 2nd and 4. Pocket's looking clean. Finds his tight end again. Really using that safety blanket as much as possible. 3rd and 10 here. Fields will roll out to his left. Get taken down very easy. That's Samson Abukum for a sack on the day. Increasing that sack total up to 10 for the season. And they will go ahead and get that one in on the corner. Just settle for their 3 yet again to make this a 21-6 ball game. What can the offense do here? About 1:13 left to go in this first half. We're going to hand this off to Zach Moss to the left side. We got to hurry this thing up. We want to try to get in at least a field goal before half. Why not be disrespectful? Play action read here. Throw goes to the outside. That's Zach Moss again. This time staying forward on his feet and not slowing down or turning around at all. And on 2nd and 10 here, we're finding Kyle Pitts up the middle. He runs his way forward and trucks his way through tacklers. Getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Colts. And look at the footwork. Look at the knees buckling. Look at the shoulders swaying. As this team is just having pure and utter joy and fun here. As we are really taking off with this game, man. I mean, it's getting really out of hand early. As the Titans are looking to make something shake here. 3rd and 1. What more could they do here? Down 28-6. Throw will go out. That's an interception by John Peppers. Can he take this back to the crib? And he will not. Man, if Pierre Collins cuts him off instead of pushes him to the outside, that might have been a pick 6. But just like that, that stops their scoring chance here before the half. That gives him interception number 4 too, tying him with Jerome Baker for the lead in the AFC side at least. As our halftime report will take us around the league as we're leading today's game big and heavy. And we'll try to look and see if we see any other matchups around the league. This is the one we need, the Jags and Raiders. And the Raiders are selling for us right now. The Jaguars 8-3 and looking like they might be 9-3 after today, up 17-10 at halftime. We'll try to keep our eyes down below and see if we see that update throughout the game at all. So we can try to keep pace with them. If they win, we need to win. And then you got the Commanders and Vikings setting up their game here. Just about against basically mid teams. Lance Klein looking okay. Had the Vikings in a playoff spot last season. This year looking about like a 500 team. So not much improvement. And then the Jets. See what they're doing. 7-3. They're up right now against the Dolphins. 21-14. And Waylon is playing very good. 143 in the touchdown. As we jump into the 3rd quarter, we'll jump midway through after the first couple drives went nowhere for either team. But right now we have the Titans losing Keenan Allen, by the way, up here sniffing on the door of the red zone. Trying to see if they can put some more points on the board, and that's exactly one way to do it. A rush up the middle. Tashi Spears trying to get too wiggly there, but does get them into the red zone at the 19-yard line, and not before they get backed up. Bring them on back. Bring them on back. As it'll be 1st and 15 now after the false start penalty. Going under center. Handoff to the left. Blocks are getting set up there as he's able to break 2 tackles and finally gets taken down by Jalen Jackson. Dropping back, Fields finds his open receiver underneath, and that is a good catch to go ahead and knock him down short of the sticks, but get him in goal territory. 6 yards away from pay dirt here. Fields will roll out to his right, throws it on the run, and he's got his receiver wide open. That is tight end Leonard Shuttle. Been the safety blanket all day, and he does get him into the end zone. And now they're going to be aggressive. They're going to try to go for 2 here. They're going right back to Shuttle. On the little out route, he catches it and gets down. And just like that, it's 31-17, making this game even more competitive. We're going right back to defense here. As our offense wasn't able to do anything, we've gone into kind of chew clock mode here. See, there's only about 9 minutes left into the game. So we got to see if this Titans team keeps things interesting here as he breaks a set of ankles. Pierre Collins gets left in the backfield. It's up to Kenny Moore Jr. to save a touchdown, and he will. Not before Jalen Jackson goes down with an ankle injury, it looks like. As he will walk away on his own power into the locker room. Throw goes out into the flats. Way to knock that thing loose, Kenny Moore Jr. Able to do good work there, as it is a dislocated ankle that'll go and keep Jalen Jackson out for the rest of the game. 2nd and goal. Fields rolling to his right into a defender, and that is Kwity Paye getting yet another sack here today, or his first of the day, but another one of the video. As another field goal or another penalty right behind it is a false start on the offense, backing them up to the 21. Now they're officially out of red zone territory on 3rd and goal. Fields is going to run to his left, trying to evade the sack, and will just throw it away smartly. Nobody was open that time around. They're just going to take their 3 and take this lead down to 31-20. Going right back to their offense, as this is their final chance here. We ate up as much clock as possible. We're under the 2-minute warning, but they still have a chance here to make this close. If they can score here quick and get the onside, this could be very, very dangerous. They're going no huddle here. 2nd and 3. Throw will go out to the flats, and that is an easy catch and grab, but they're still in bounds. So clock is still running. You know they're going to keep hurrying up. Fields keeping things in the gun here, keeping everybody organized. Rolling right in between the 2 defensive linemen here. He will throw this one away on the run. I think he was in front of that line, but we'll let it slide. 3rd and 6. Clean pocket, throws it out just in time as they're able to find a huge lane this time around. Franklin's having to give chase and tackles him out of bounds to stop the clock, but that is Kyle Phillips making a great play on the ball here, and they're going to throw this one out to the running back. Shrugs off that tackler by Kwity Paye and gets out of bounds to stop the clock again. We only have 50 seconds left to go. They still have 2 of their 3 timeouts. Throw will go over the corner, right over the corner, John Pepper's head. Tried to play underneath it to bait the throw. He actually got the throw he wanted and missed on making the play. Now here they're going to go with a run up the middle. That's Tyjae Spears, who will go ahead and make it a 3-point game now. 52 seconds with both timeouts left. You know this is onside kick territory, because if they're able to get this, they can send it to overtime easily. But we're not one easy team to beat, as Tutu Atwell is able to go in and make the play on that one. And of course, you know we're going up against the CPU team in the division, so there's no respect for the Hall of Fame. CPU! Touchdown Colts! Max McCain wide open over the middle, and we're able to get in the end zone on the last play of the game to put this back a little bit further out of reach. You know, we didn't want it too close for them. But we're able to go ahead and get this dub, man, and finish off the gauntlet 2-0. Finish off the season series, both the Texans and Titans at 2-0, which gives us a 4-0 record in the division, leaving only one team left that we have to play 2 times in the final 4 weeks of the season. And that's the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. So great team victory here today. You know, sorry, Coach, y'all was not able to get it done. They made it very interesting and close in that 4th quarter. Like, I was actually starting to get worried there that things were not looking good for us, especially when the onside kick was coming through. But we managed to make this one and put it out of reach, 37-28. You know, Justin Fields had a phenomenal game, better completion percentage than us with 67.5% and over 300 yards through the air, while we had almost 200 yards on the ground and 200 yards through the air too as well. Things just kind of got really hectic there in that second half. I mean, they scored 22 of their 28 points in that second half, while we only scored 6. Now, keep in mind, our points that we scored in the second quarter would have been almost enough to beat them and would have at least beat the second half stats. But we got to do better at finishing out games and making every score look like the Texans score, where they only scored 10 points. Anthony Richardson, though, 274, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So really working on that touchdown interception ratio, turning down the turnovers, which is great. Jonathan Taylor, 145 here today. Zach Moss, 22 today. And then looking at our receiving core, Michael Pittman Jr., not a huge day at all. A lot of short stuff. Downs, Pitts, Taylor, and McCain all in the walking away today with a touchdown. So not only did he throw 4 touchdowns, he threw 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers, really spreading and showing that love around. And then defensively, Pierre Collins leading us in tackles today with 11. Our TFL leader was 3 by Samson Ebukam with 2 sacks here on the day, and giving 1 to Kwity Paye. Is the way to go to get out of here with some dubs, man. So shout out to the team. 2 interceptions today by John Peppers. I didn't show the second one, but that does help his overall season total go up to 5. Upgrades here coming out of the game. Of course, Jonathan Taylor, we're working on that elusive back just a little bit. And then the injuries, we will be getting back our starting right tackle in 2 weeks. Julian Blackman will be back in 6 weeks. And Jalen Jackson will be back in 3 weeks with his dislocated ankle, elbow, and broken collarbone. A lot of serious injuries. Now, with our right tackle being taken out, I want to go with Toby Tyson to go to start at right guard, or right tackle, just because he's got the best passing and run block stats. That's pretty even out of any of our other backup offensive linemen. So he will be moving into a starting right tackle role for us. Now, look at the playoff picture for the first time. Of course, you knew we're the 1 seed. On the other side, though, Green Bay is the 1 seed. So they've been having a phenomenal season. And then as far as wildcard team matchups go, we got Bengals, Dolphins, Jets, Ravens, and then the Raiders and Jaguars, who we just saw this weekend. We saw the Jaguars come out on top, so that could be bad news for the Jags. You know, you don't ever win twice in the playoffs. Then on the other side, you got Eagles, Vikings, Bucks, Lions, finishing out everything on the NFC side. So Anthony Richardson finishes up with Player of the Week this week. 4 passing touchdowns, 1 more rushing, so 5 all-purpose, and 274 yards through the air. Leads us into one of the toughest stretches of the season, man. Every game from here on out is basically against a team that has a winning record or is in the postseason. We have Baltimore here. We got the Chargers, who I think are 7-3 or 7-5. We have the Buccaneers, who have an over 500 record, and then we start getting into the Jaguar games. So if you guys are ready to see those games come out sooner, let it like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the series, and we definitely will be bringing more of this out for you guys. So I'm loving and enjoying recording this stuff for you guys. Make sure you guys are showing the support so I can see you guys are loving it too, and we'll definitely be bringing back more of it. And MLB show is on the way. Catch you guys in the next one. It's my boy SGG, aka SmooveGotGame, aka Coach Cooper. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Later.